On October 15, 2018, Caesar Pina, a relatively unknown real estate investor in New Jersey, was featured on The Breakfast Club, a popular radio show. Recent lawsuits have been filed against Caesar and DJ Envy, alleging they were involved in a Ponzi-like investment scheme that defrauded investors of millions of dollars. This controversy began with Caesar's appearance on the show.
It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building. You might know him on Instagram as Flippin' NJ, my friend Caesar Pina. Good morning, sir.
Caesar!
How's it going?
Fast forward 5 years, and numerous customers claim they were defrauded by Caesar. During these years, DJ Envy had been actively promoting Caesar as a trustworthy real estate expert, leading many to invest with him. This situation took a turn when Tony the Closer started receiving messages from investors who hadn't received their money back. This prompted an investigation into Caesar and DJ Envy's activities. In July 2018, DJ Envy posted on Instagram about a house he bought in Detroit, introducing Caesar as a New Jersey real estate investor. He praised Caesar's vision and claimed he owned over 500 units in New Jersey, building trust among his millions of followers. A few months after this Instagram post, Caesar was introduced to Anthony Barone and Anthony Martini. Martini had previously signed DJ Envy to his record label in 2016 and trusted Envy. Envy vouched for Caesar, claiming they had successful partnerships in real estate and that a new investment opportunity was available. This opportunity was a project at 385-391 Totowa Avenue in Paterson, New Jersey, involving an old school building. Envy assured Martini that Caesar and Jennifer Pina were leading this project. Martini invested $1 million, leaving in Envy's endorsement and Caesar's credibility. Investors were confident in Caesar because they saw him as a real estate mogul. Caesar and Jennifer Pina stated they had put $2.5 million of their own money into the project and secured a $3.5 million construction loan. Martini's money was intended to cover overruns and operating expenses until the project's liquidation date. Around the same time, Caesar and Envy met with Anthony Barone, who brought along his friends Eaton Sugarman, DJ Clue, and Gary V. They expressed interest in potential real estate investment opportunities. Over several hours, Caesar and Envy showcased their successful real estate investments in Paterson. One property they highlighted was 385-391 Totowa Avenue, which they presented as an opportunity to transform the rundown school into the profitable Taylor Court Apartments. Barone decided to invest $500,000 for a 12.5% stake in the project. Caesar claimed construction would be completed by early 2021. Barone was convinced to invest when he saw project documents signed by his friend, Anthony Martini, indicating that Martini was also investing. However, it's now alleged that Caesar forged Martini's signature, raising suspicions about the legitimacy of the investment. In September 2020, Trevor Roman attended a real estate seminar organized by DJ Envy and Caesar Pina. Initially, Roman paid $2,500 for a personal coaching session with Caesar, but this evolved into Caesar proposing a partnership opportunity. On October 20th, 2020, Roman entered a joint venture agreement for a property in Clifton, New Jersey. He invested $100,000 and expected a 30% return within 5 months. A few months later, in January 2021, BTC Investments, LLC, entered into a joint venture with Caesar for a property in Maplewood, New Jersey. They contributed $150,000, anticipating a 35% profit within 3 months. In February 2021, Caesar initiated another joint venture with Paul Peralta for a property in Hawthorne, New Jersey. Peralta invested $100,000, aiming for a 30% profit in 5 months. Come March 2021, Roman contacted Caesar for an update as the 5-month period had elapsed, but the property hadn't sold. Caesar suggested that Roman reinvest his money into another property, wired him $30,000 from supposed profits, and proposed a new investment in 109 Lion Street in Paterson, New Jersey. This property was acquired by Caesar's LLC in November 2020 for $210,000. Caesar promised Roman that by contributing an additional $50,000, he would receive his initial investment plus a premium within 5 months. Around the same time, Paul Peralta engaged in a second joint venture with Caesar for a property in Paterson, New Jersey. Peralta invested $200,000 with the expectation of a $70,000 profit. Notably, there were discrepancies in the property addresses. By May 2021, BTC Investments was still waiting for their property to sell, and Caesar asked them to remain patient. In June 2021, Caesar and Paul Peralta initiated their third joint venture for a property in Paterson, with Peralta contributing $150,000 and aiming for a $45,000 profit. However, questions arose about Caesar's need for additional funds despite having a prior construction loan. In August 2021, Roman still hadn't received updates on his property, but Caesar sent him $25,000. Caesar also proposed a new joint venture due to delays with the Lion Street property. Fast forward to November 2021. Caesar informed Barone and Martini about construction progress on their apartment building project. In December 2021, Stanley Acosta attended one of DJ Envy and Caesar's seminars, and later discussed a potential partnership for a property in Paterson, New Jersey, which had not been sold since 2015. In March 2022, Acosta gave Caesar $150,000 in cash for a promised $45,000 profit. Around this time, Caesar reached out to Barone and Martini, informing them that the Taylor Court apartment project was underway again, but completion was now expected around November 2022. On May 17, 2022, Alexis Hernandez gave Caesar $250,000 for a property purchase, with the expectation of a $45,000 profit upon completion. In June 2022, after an 18-month wait, Roman visited Caesar's office demanding payment. Caesar provided 2 checks totaling $163,000, but advised against cashing them immediately. He also proposed a 5th joint venture for a property in Passaic, New Jersey, which he had purchased earlier. At this point, it became apparent that Caesar was facing financial difficulties. In June 2022, Alexis Investment and Funding 2 LLC initiated a foreclosure complaint against Caesar and Jennifer Pina. They had taken out a commercial loan secured by a second mortgage on their Franklin Lakes, New Jersey property, totaling $594,633. This loan added to the existing $2.5 million mortgage on the property that dated back to their 2013 purchase. Remarkably, despite their claims of being real estate experts, the monthly cost of the loan was only $5,000. By August 2022, Anthony Martini had grown frustrated with Caesar's lack of response to his calls. He decided to visit the job site for the Taylor Court Apartments, a significant deal they had embarked on. To his surprise, he found no construction work, despite Caesar's earlier assurances that construction had begun months ago. Martini demanded his money back. Interestingly, the property had no mortgage, but Caesar had told Martini that he could repay him once he refinanced the property. Around the same time, in August 2022, Caesar met with another potential investor, referred to as EB, who had recently received a settlement for abuse. Wanting to secure a stable financial future, EB met with Caesar, who portrayed himself as a highly successful real estate mogul. They discussed 3 properties for their partnership: 470 River Street, 523 Park Avenue, and 149-151 Manchester Ave, all located in Paterson, New Jersey. EB was expected to invest $250,000 in each property and receive a 30% profit within 5 months. Notably, Caesar had purchased this property in April 2019 for $140,000 with a $256,000 construction loan. In September 2022, Amex filed a complaint against Caesar Pina and Pina Management LLC for defaulting on their credit card bill. The outstanding balance amounted to $94,800.99. On the same day, Caesar entered an agreement with Amy Flips LLC involving 2 joint venture agreements and a personal guarantee. This raised questions about Caesar's financial situation, as he was unable to pay his credit card bill but continued to accept investments. Property number 1 in this new agreement with Amy Flips was a $250,000 investment for 27 South Boynton Parkway in Maplewood, New Jersey, a property for which Caesar had signed a joint venture agreement with Alexis Hernandez just 3 months earlier. Property number 2 was another $250,000 investment for 89 Franklin Avenue in Hawthorne, New Jersey, a property Caesar had purchased 5.5 years prior. In October 2022, Trevor Roman, eager to recover his investment, visited Caesar's office again. Caesar provided him with 2 checks totaling $80,000, which cleared. However, Alexis Hernandez's loans were coming due, and Caesar's checks to her bounced due to insufficient funds, raising further questions. In October 2022, despite growing pressure, Caesar introduced 4 more individuals to his investment scheme. These included Genamar Investments, LLC, Derek D'Angelo, On-Site Properties, LLC, and Hector Santana. They all signed joint venture agreements for properties located at 149 to 151 Manchester Ave and 523 Park Ave in Paterson, New Jersey. Some of these properties had multiple agreements with different investors, and it became evident that Caesar was accepting significantly more capital than necessary for these projects. The perplexing question that arose was, where was all this money going? In November 2022, Caesar entered into an agreement with a 3rd investor, securing $1 million to fund construction costs for the Taylor Court Apartments. Importantly, Caesar did not inform Barone and Martini, the initial investors who had already contributed a combined $1.5 million. On November 9, 2022, Ransom Endeavors Inc. met with Caesar and expressed their readiness to invest $200,000. Caesar proposed 89 Franklin Ave in Hawthorne, New Jersey as the investment property, claiming the funds were needed to complete the project. He promised a 30% return within 5 months, despite having owned the property for 5 years and having disagreements with other investors for the same property. By December 2022, BTC Investments had been trying to reach Caesar for 16 months without success. They had not received any returns in nearly 2 years. Christian Vasquez became the next victim, and Caesar promoted the Manchester Avenue property in Paterson once more. Christian invested $150,000 with an expectation of a 30% return within 5 months. In January 2023, EB, frustrated by the lack of progress and excuses for incomplete projects, received a check for $80,000 from Caesar. Notably, Derek Maldonado had given Caesar $200,000 just days before Caesar sent the check to EB. Predictably, Derek's agreement was also for the Manchester Ave property in Paterson, New Jersey. In February 2023, Caesar appeared to be relying on continuously raising funds from new victims. This month, 3 separate investors collectively handed over $900,000. All 3 signed joint venture agreements for the Manchester Ave property, while the largest investor also signed agreements for the Park Avenue and Franklin Avenue properties. March 2023 marked Trevor Roman's return to Caesar's office, demanding updates and payment. Caesar promised that the property was almost complete, and Trevor could expect the $280,000 owed on that date. Amy Flips, LLC, also visited Caesar's office, threatening legal action after Caesar had cut off communication. Caesar assured her that construction at the properties was nearly finished, and her funds would be sent the following month. In the same month, Caesar met with On-Site Properties, LLC after 6 months of refusing communication. He advised this victim to roll their investment into another property, which was not well received. Additionally, in March, Caesar met with Hector Santana, offering him 2 post-dated checks. The first check for $70,000 cleared, but the second for $100,000 bounced. By April 2023, Caesar sent Ransom Endeavors Inc. a check for $30,000, representing 50% of the interest owed from the projects after 6 months of avoiding contact. Stanley Acosta was asked for bank account information by Caesar in June 2023 to send the proceeds of a property's sale, but the money never arrived. With funds continually being raised from new victims, the Chamblin Group Real Estate Ventures LLC became the final victim, investing $835,000 for the Manchester Ave and Boyden Parkway properties. They were promised a significant return within 6 months. By June 2023, Barone and Martini grew anxious as their property showed no signs of progress. Martini visited the site and discovered no construction had taken place. Lawsuits revealed that Caesar had cut off communication with all investors, leaving them in the dark. The situation raised questions about DJ Envy's involvement, given his promotion of Caesar for 4 years. Despite DJ Envy's claims of non-involvement, many individuals stated that they had been influenced to engage with Caesar due to his promotion during real estate seminars. In June 2022, the same month that a mortgage company initiated foreclosure on their primary residence, DJ Envy's platform seemingly continued to endorse Caesar. In light of the numerous lawsuits alleging investors being owed their full investments, DJ Envy's responsibility is questioned. He may need to work with Caesar to ensure that the victims are repaid. Furthermore, allegations suggest that DJ Envy provided Caesar with $500,000 for an apartment project that saw no progress for years, despite continued promotion. This has raised concerns and increased the pressure on DJ Envy to address the situation. In essence, DJ Envy's association with Caesar, despite potential red flags, has come under scrutiny, and he may have a role to play in helping resolve the situation for victims. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content.